making headlines. The president underscores the crucial importance of planting trees to combat the negative environmental impacts. The government announces that the current onion shortage in the market will be resolved by next week. And the Parliament approves the appointment of former High Court Justice Abbas Sharif as the new Prosecutor General.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdul. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz underscores the crucial importance of planting trees to combat the negative environmental impacts.
On a social media post commemorating the World Ozone Day (WOD), President Dr. Muiz stated that increasing greenery and planting trees are cost-effective and efficient solutions to combat environmental impacts. This year's WOD theme is Montreal Protocol: Advancing Climate Action. Aiming to reduce the negative impacts on the environment, President Dr. Muiz and First Lady Sajida Mohammed inaugurated the 5 million trees planting program early in June on the occasion of World Environment Day 2024. This is a significant presidential pledge to plant 5 million trees across the Maldives. A key focus of the program is the revival of endangered species, with 90 species listed as endangered in the Maldives. A total of 22 species of trees were planted in the park, including endangered trees, fruit trees, garden trees, shade trees, and medicinal plants during the inauguration of the initiative. Launching the 5 million trees planting program shows the administration's commitment to protecting the nation's fragile environment, ecosystems, and combating climate change, thereby trying to minimize the present and future impacts for the benefit of future generations. This is by far the largest tree plantation project ever launched in the Maldives. The government urges all citizens to participate in the tree planting effort and called on the neighboring countries to donate trees to support the Maldives' ambitious 5 million tree planting programs.
The government announces that the current onions shortage in the market will be resolved by next week. The statement was made by Chief Spokesperson at the President's Office, Hina Walid, during a press conference. Speaking at the press conference, Chief Spokesperson Hina Walid addressed media inquiries, explaining that the government is currently working to overcome the challenges in securing onion export. She noted both the shortage and the subsequent price increase, assuring that the government, in partnership with the State Trading Organization (STO) and the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade, is taking measures to resolve the issue. The government attributed the shortage primarily to India's export difficulties, as bad weather has damaged onion crops. The issues have also affected India's ability to export onions to neighboring Sri Lanka. Minister of Divehi Language, Culture and Heritage Adam Nasir Ibrahim reveals that efforts are underway to ensure that the field of preserving culture and heritage can contribute to the state revenue. Speaking at a press conference held at the President's Office, Minister Adam Nasir shed light on the ongoing works of the ministry, highlighting that it is a field which requires funds. Therefore, the minister revealed the government's aim of transforming the field into a revenue-generating one, thereby contributing to the state revenue. He stated that the initiative is included in the strategic action plan of the Ministry of Divehi Language, Culture and Heritage, adding that it is being implemented. While the government announced plans to establish museums in various locations of the Maldives, it is optimistic that this initiative can be completed sustainably. Minister Adam Nasir stated that some changes will be brought similar to that of foreign countries to ensure the revenue generation from the field. He emphasized the need for modern technology to achieve this objective. He further stressed the significance of generating revenue through showcasing the rich history of the Maldives. The government is asserting several efforts to develop museums in various parts of the country in a sustainable manner. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz has also pledged to ensure that the field of culture and heritage is a revenue-generating field by attracting tourists visiting the Maldives to observe the culture. Discussions held regarding the establishment of regulations for tourists visiting inhabited islands. The discussions were held between the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Cities and Local Government and Public Works, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and the Maldives Police Service. According to the Ministry of Cities and Local Government and Public Works, the primary aim of the meeting was to develop regulations for tourists in residential areas as local tourism continues to grow across the country. Local tourism is expanding in the Maldives with a notable increase in the number of guest houses opening on the islands. Consequently, establishing a consistent pattern for tourist accommodation has become crucial. Some islands already have specific rules for tourists, including signage in local islands that inform visitors about dress codes and public behavior expectations. Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed underscores the crucial role that religious associations play in fostering and maintaining religious unity within the country. This statement came in the wake of a highly successful conference organized for various religious and social associations, marking a significant step towards reinforcing communal harmony.
The conference, which brought together a diverse group of participants, was primarily focused on enhancing the religious cohesion of the Maldives. According to the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, such gatherings align with the government's broader objectives under President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's administration, aiming to bolster religious unity and cooperation. The main aim of the conference was to create a collaborative platform for religious associations to address key issues related to maintaining religious unity. The event featured 3 distinct sessions that provided participants with valuable insights and updates on ongoing efforts to promote religious awareness and address challenges in the spread of religious teachings. Furthermore, the conference attracted 98 representatives from 70 different associations. Notably, some attendees participated virtually, reflecting the inclusive nature of the event. This setup allowed for a broad exchange of ideas and experiences, enhancing the overall impact of the seminar. During the conference, several participants expressed their appreciation for the opportunity to share their experiences and gain new knowledge. Many attendees highlighted the seminar's importance in facilitating the growth and development of their respective associations. This feedback underscores the value of such conferences in strengthening the network of religious organizations within the Maldives.
The Maldivian Parliament approves the appointment of former High Court Justice Abbas Sharif as the new Prosecutor General. The committee reached this decision with the unanimous vote of 85 members who took part in the vote. President Dr. Mohammad Muizz submitted Abbas's name for the Prosecutor General position to Parliament on September 11th. Following this, the Judiciary Committee of Parliament interviewed Abbas and approved his appointment to the post unanimously by the committee members. During the interview, Abbas received a remarkable 93.91% approval rating. In his statements, Abbas emphasized his commitment to impartiality, his dedication to fulfilling his legal responsibilities without bias. He clarified that he had not been influenced or encouraged by the president or any politicians to seek this role. Abbas assured that if appointed, he would remain unaffected by external pressures. Abbas highlighted his experience presiding over significant political and criminal cases during his tenure as a High Court judge, maintaining an unbiased approach. He pledged to continue his impartiality in his role as Prosecutor General. He expressed a desire to focus on rehabilitation and preventive measures for minor offences, aiming to build a crime-free society rather than solely pursuing convictions. The Parliament passes the amendment proposed to the Company Act to shorten the period given to hold the extraordinary general meetings of the company. The amendment introduced by parliamentarian Ismail Nizar seeking to expedite procedures related to special general meetings for companies was passed by the vote of 85 parliamentarians. With the amendments, companies would be required to issue invitations for special general meetings within 3 days of receiving a written notice compared to the current 21-day requirement. Additionally, the meeting must be held within 10 days of the notice, replacing the existing 3-month time frame. Furthermore, companies would need to provide a 7-day notice for special general meetings as opposed to the current 14-day notice period. While presenting the bill to the Parliament, Nizar highlighted that the amendment aims to facilitate a more dynamic business environment and improve corporate governance. The amendments also include provisions for increasing the number of members on the board of directors for both public and private companies. The bill was reviewed by the Parliament and referred to the Parliamentary Committee on Economic Affairs, which unanimously approved it without further amendments before sending it back for the parliamentary approval. Chief Executive Officer CEO of the Maldives Ports Limited, Mohammad Wajih Ibrahim, reveals that India is working to establish a permanent supply route for importing perishable goods to Kurudufushi city in Hadal Atoll.
Speaking to PSM News, Wajih highlighted that the port in Kurudufushi has not seen significant development in the last 19 years and has been operating at a loss. He, however, said efforts are now underway to turn the port into a profitable venture. He also revealed plans to set up a boatyard at the port for constructing fiberglass boats, and a jetty is also being built to facilitate easy access for vessels. Additionally, Wajih further stated that MPL is working to establish a permanent import route for perishable goods from India, targeting a launch by late September or early October. He emphasized that local business owners in Kurudufushi would be consulted before finalizing the arrangements. Once operational, he said that the imports from India are expected to provide cheaper goods to the region, with the possibility of shipments every 10 days, depending on preferences of local businesses. MPL said that perishable goods were initially brought to Addu city from Tuticorin via wooden cargo ships. MPL and Hitadu Port Limited have collaborated with India's finance group to ensure consistent supply of perishable goods using steel cargo ships since July last year. The first cargo ship carrying 150 tons of goods docked in Addu on July 10th of this year. While the service initially struggled to gain traction in Addu, it has since found a market and is receiving positive feedback from local businesses.
Chief Executive Officer CEO of Maldives Ports Limited MPL, Mohammad Wajih Ibrahim, announces plans to develop a seafood hub and a terminal designated to export vehicles in Addu city. Speaking at a program aired on PSM News, MPL CEO Wajih emphasized the efforts asserted by the company to generate more revenue. Highlighting that MPL aims to develop Addu port, Wajih revealed the company's plans of establishing a free zone area in the region in which Addu city is situated. Providing a further insight, he stated that a huge area of land will be reclaimed near the port area and an international seafood hub will be developed. In addition to the seafood hub, Wajih expressed thoughts of assembling and exporting vehicles to other countries from Addu port. On a previous stance, Wajih stated that the free zone area of Addu city will be allocated for foreign companies, noting that the companies will be invited to develop factories in the area. He explained that this initiative will play a significant role in increasing the injection dollars into the country. Indian police detains 104 striking workers protesting low wages at a Samsung electronics plant in southern India as they were planning a march on Monday without permission.
The detention marks an escalation of a strike by workers at a Samsung home appliance plant near Chennai city in the state of Tamil Nadu. Workers want higher wages and have boycotted work for 7 days, disrupting production that contributes roughly a third of Samsung's annual India revenue of $12 billion. Senior police officer of Kanchipuram district, K. Shamugam, says that on Monday the workers planned to start a protest march but were detained as there was no permission given, as there are schools, colleges and hospitals in that area. The labour strike that has disrupted production at a Samsung plant has put the spotlight on a politically backed worker group which quietly mobilized employees of the South Korean company and now plans to extend its efforts in the country's electronics sector. On September 13th, hundreds of protesting workers wearing blue-coloured Samsung shirts continued to sit inside makeshift tents near the home appliances plant in southern state of Tamil Nadu, sporting red caps with the acronym CITU. The Centre of Indian Trade Union CITU is backed by India's most influential hard-left political party and has 6.6 million worker members. It demands worker-friendly measures, though it has historically focused more on auto sectors and companies like Hyundai. The Samsung strike is one of the biggest industrial unrests to have caused production disruptions at a foreign multinational company. Samsung is not keen to recognize any union backed by any outside labor group. Samsung did not respond to a request for comment, but on Friday said it has initiated discussions with its workers at the Chennai plant to resolve all issues at the earliest.
Ukraine says it had asked the UN and the International Committee of the Red Cross ICRC to verify the situation in areas of Russia's Kursk region seized by Kiev.
Ukraine's army caught Russian troops off guard when it attacked the region of Kursk on August 6, advancing for miles into Russian territory and seizing dozens of towns and villages. Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiga said on social media that he instructed the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry to officially invite the UN and ICRC to join humanitarian efforts in the Kursk region. He continued by saying that Ukraine is ready to facilitate their work and prove its adherence to international humanitarian law. Ukraine has been careful to present its army in a different light than the Russian forces that are occupying around 20% of Ukrainian territory. The Foreign Ministry said that the Ukrainian Defense Forces, as a civilized European army, have demonstrated high professionalism and full compliance with the principles of international humanitarian law from the very first days of the Kursk operation. But Moscow has denounced the offensive that has pushed some 150,000 Russian civilians to evacuate. The statement came as ICRC President arrived in Moscow for a planned visit to discuss a range of issues a few days after shelling killed 3 Ukrainian ICRC employees in eastern Ukraine. Russia has insisted from the very start that it would expel Ukrainian troops from the region and appeared to be on the back foot until last week when it said it had recaptured parts of the Kursk region. Kiev has said it needs to be allowed to use more powerful Western-supplied weapons to inflict greater damage inside Russia and impair Moscow's ability to attack. Russia denies intentionally targeting civilians despite having killed thousands of them since it invaded Ukraine in 2022.
Al Nassr struggles in Cristiano Ronaldo's absence when the Saudi club kicked off the revamped Asian Champions League with a 1-1 draw against Al Sholta in Iraq.
Al Nassr captain Ronaldo did not travel with the squad for the match in Baghdad, with the club issuing a statement a day before stating that the Portuguese superstar had been diagnosed with a viral infection. Al Nassr, who were knocked out of last season's Asian Champions League in the quarter-finals by eventual champions Al Ain, were given a dream start in the Iraqi capital. Sultan Al Ghanam met Otavio's astute first-time pass on 14 minutes to finish low past Al Shota goalkeeper Ahmad Bazil. However, the hosts drew level 10 minutes later. A mix-up at the back between new signings Salim Al-Najdi and former RB Leipzig defender Mohamed Simakan allowed Al-Shota forward Mohamed Dawood to steal in and send a superb effort high past Bento in the Al-Nasr goal. Meanwhile, fellow Saudi side Al-Ahli eked to a 1-0 victory at home to Iran's Persepolis in Jeddah with new recruit Ivan Tone making his Asian football debut. Ivory Coast international Frank Kessie set the home side on their way in the second minute, rifling home from Riyad Mahrez's assist. Persepolis were awarded a penalty 4 minutes before halftime when Mary Demirel was deemed to have committed a foul inside the area. However, the decision was overturned following a VAR review. In the second half, Tony won Al-Ahli a spot kick of their own. He was felled by rival defender Hussein Kanani, only for Mahrez's penalty to be saved well by Persepolis goalkeeper Alexis Guandu. England international Tony, a high-profile signing late last month from Premier League club Brentford, missed a golden opportunity to open his account 5 minutes from time, but dragged his shot wide.
Conservationists at Persepolis, Iran's most iconic ancient site, are waging a delicate battle against an unlikely adversary, tiny but persistent legends eroding the millennia-old monuments.
The fight, which began years ago, is aimed at stopping the threat to the integrity of the site's structures and its intricate carvings from lichens, organisms that grow on surfaces like stone and can slowly break them down over time. Built in the 6th century BC by Darius I, Persepolis has withstood destruction, looting, earthquakes, fires, and harsh weather. It remains a source of pride for Iranians and a major tourist destination. Alireza Asghari-Sheverdi, director of the site located about 50 kilometers from the southern city of Shiraz, said it's an open-air museum reflecting 25 centuries of Middle Eastern life. Alireza notes that it is the foundation of Iran's history, culture, and socio-cultural life. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979, Persepolis features colossal sculptures and intricate stone reliefs of ancient Persian kings, nobles, and deities. But these have suffered over the years from lichen, a combination of an algae and a fungus. A conservationist at the site, Shahram Rabar, describes this as the most serious problem for carvings on stones. He notes that these organisms could reduce these relics to dust within 50 to 100 years if nothing is done. Red lichen marks are now etched into many of the ancient relics at Persepolis. Lichenologist Muhammad Sorabi said that the spread of lichens, which dissolves minerals and penetrates stone surfaces by more than 1.5 centimeters, is driven by industrialization, acid rain, and the harsh desert climate. Iran is home to more than 3,000 species of lichens, with 500 to 700 varieties growing on historical monuments, Sorabi said, noting that some at Persepolis were over 1,700 years old. Beyond Persepolis, other sites in Iran, like the Bisotun inscription in Kermanshah province, have also been affected. Bisotun, another UNESCO World Heritage Site, features a massive carved inscription recounting the conquests of King Darius I and has suffered significant degradation due to lichen growth.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.